some space, and hopefully you'll have a chair. I wouldn't use a ball for this because we do a few exercises. It'd be a little dicey if you were using a ball to sit on. Maybe some of them you can, but just a heads up that you really need a sturdy chair. Nothing with rollers on it, guys. Doesn't work very well. So just stand with your feet underneath you, and we'll get going. I'm just taking an inhale and exhale. So those of you who have been following me on this one know I've been doing a little bit of gyro kinesis on this one, but I'm probably not going to do too much today. That's it. And let's just do a couple more. Take an inhale and exhale. I'll turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing from this side here. So I'm going to take my palms, and I'm going to bring the palms facing up, and then the palms facing down. And then palms sweep up, and then palms face back. And sweep, and bend. Good. And sweep. And then now hold it here, get into that hinge, and just some little pulses. So your head in line with the spine, just press the palms back. Good, sit into that easy chair position. That's it, and then just cross the arms over. That's it, and a little cross, and then take the palms together and just squeeze back behind your back, stay in that isometric contraction with your squat, and do 4, and 3, and 2. Now I'm going to stay to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to sweep up, and I'm going to sweep sideways. I'm going to follow my eyes with my fingers and back up and to the other side. So I'm lifting up and sweeping back and lift up and sweep back. So follow with your eyes and sweep and follow and sweep and follow. It doesn't get too exciting here, but it goes up. Now I'm going to sweep back and circle right, and sweep back and circle, and sweep back and circle, and sweep back and circle. Let's do one more time, and rotate, and rotate. I'm going to face forward towards you, and then just start with the shoulders, rotating through the shoulders, and then come around the other way and circle around. And then we'll take it in a little bigger circle. So I'm going to start taking my stance a little bit wider and maybe add in a little second position. That's it. And go easy. That's it. And reverse. Use a little breath. Little breath. And then a little side to side. And a little side to side. Just make it easy. Easy side to side. That's it. Just a little warm up through the joints. That's it. And then I'm going to go overhead and overhead. I get a little wider base of support so I can transfer the weight from side to side, arm over my head. And sweep, good. Now let's do 4, and 3, and 2. And last one, come back to your center. I'll go sideways for this one too. So sit back into your chair position and then just round through the back. So moving into that arch, move into that extension and curl. So tuck the tail under, lengthen out through your spine, round. Use your abdominals to flex your spine and lengthen long. Let's do a couple more. That's it. That's it. One more time. Tuck under. And then find that neutral position with your pelvis. Maybe come up just a little bit. Lift the arms up. Get into that chair position. Get your weight back. See if you can lift your toes off. And then press slowly up through the legs. And then bring your arms all the way down to your side. Grab your chair. We're going to have to grab it. But I'm going to move it over into here. And I'll keep moving around from side to side so I can show you what I'm doing from here. So from here, just take your hands on your legs, and I'm just going to curl forward and back. So I'm going to lift up and over, and then round through the back. So from the side, I'm going to lift up and over, and back. That's it. Whoopsie, I'm trouble. And up and over. He's going to be disappointed because there's no mat work on this, so he can crawl on top of me. That's it. Now reverse it. So move down with the head and then up and through into a little bit of extension. So round the back. Send your head through, lift up through the spine. round it back, and send it up through the spine, and one more time, and send it through, and back up. Good. So from here, get your legs a little wider. Oops, sorry, Pete. And then I'm just going to curl back, and then lift my chest up. So curl. So I'm internally and externally rotating the legs from here. So if that's too much, just forget that part. We are going to do something else later that requires this movement. And I'm just curling and lifting. And it's got a little, and inhale, and it's a little whip breath. And inhale, and just a couple more. And curl, and extend, one more time. And curl, and extend. And then we're going to sweep back again. So sweep back, and then up and over, and sweep back. So we'll rotate, and up and over, and sweep back, and up, and sweep back. Here's that diagonal again, and a couple more, and sweep back, and around it, and one more, and sweep back, and around. Now get a nice wide base to your legs. And now I'm just going to shift. So I'm going to shift. We've done this one before if you've been following this series. Is that I'm going to listen with my ear. So my ear is up toward the ceiling. And I just shift. So I'm pressing through the legs. And I do a little. And a little. And a little. And good. And let's do 4. And 3, and 2, and last one. And then just bring your legs together, slide your hand down, and then just press against and open up through the spine, up, chest towards the ceiling, and then switch sides. So I slide down, and I reach, use a little bit of leverage against the side of my leg, and then one more time, and reach. And no treats in my hand. And sweep. And back. Good. Now the next one is going to be a little bit of a kick. So I'm going to come forward on my chair. That's why I need you to have a really solid chair. I'm going to lean back a little bit. And I'm going to kick. And I'm going to kick. And I'm going to kick. So we did this one the other day, and I thought it was worth repeating. So I'm going to my chair so you can see I'm screwing the cup in one puddle. And kick. And kick. So I'm leaning back a bit. Now maybe I'm taking that foot to the floor. It seems like an easy enough exercise, but it's a little bit tricky. And kick, and kick, and kick. So try to use your abs, lean back a bit, go 4, and 3, and I'm extending through the knee, and 2, and last 1. Good. Now I'm going to change it up. I'm going to stay sideways so you can see what I'm doing. So this one's a little bit different. I'm going to sit as tall as I can, take my hands down to the side. I'm going to lift the leg up, and I'm going to extend the leg and put it back down. And then I'm going to extend the other leg and put it back down. So watch you're not leaning back. Whoops. And then extend and back. One Papa wants to come up. It's not going to work. And extend and back. So sit tall, extend through the leg, extend through the leg. Now try with a flat squat. So press through, sit tall, use your abs. Don't lean back on me. Good. Now let's do 4. That's it, sitting tall. And 3. That's it. And 2. And last one. Now take a leg up, try not to laugh, and then take your hand to the outside of your leg and see if you can add a little bit of rotation. Now, if you could, hang on to your foot. Go ahead. Maybe you can just get some chunk of your anatomy. I know you're thinking you're crazy. And then switch sides, other side. So find something that you can hang on to. Maybe it's not your foot. And then just rotate yourself around. And then just bring that leg down. I'm going to slide myself forward. So same thing, be careful with this one, gang. So a little bit of tricep dip. So make sure you're feeling secure in your chair. We did this one the other day. Bring your feet together and let's see if we can get 10 tricep dips out of this. So full extension and drop down. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. This is why it doesn't work very well on a ball. And 8. It's doable, but it's not easy. And 9. And tricep dip. Excellent, just like that. Bring yourself close to the edge. This one's a little bit tricky, depending on where the back is in your chair, but I think you'll get the idea. So I'm going to take the arms forward. I'm going to come as far forward as I can on my chair without tipping the thing over. And then I'm going to hinge. And then back up. And I'm going to hinge back. So lengthen through your spine and the head. Hinge from your hip. Use your abs and come back. Good. So reach long like you're on the box. And press into your feet. Lift yourself up. Get long as you hinge. And use your abs to come up. Good. Let's do 4. And 3. Pull your shoulders back. That's it. And 2. Now let's go one more. And bring it back. And all the way up. Good. Now we're going to switch to go the other direction. So now I'm going to bring my feet underneath a little bit more. I'm going to use that hinge moving forward now. So just get the hinge part first. So lean forward as if you're going to take your stomach over your legs. And then when you're ready, I want you to just come up a little way and sit. I'm going to add the arms. And a little lift, hover, and down. If that's your knees, adjust your feet. See if you can find something that doesn't bother your knees. And hinge. And pause. And hinge. And we're going all the way up this time. So up into your squat. Know where your chair is. It reminds me of oh God, what was that game called? Musical chairs. And someone always grabbed the chair from underneath you. And it's like, whoa, you sure it's there? And hinge and lift. And sit back. And let's do 4 more. Trust issues with the chair. And 3. That's it. And 2. And last one. Hold it up. Hold it up there. That's it. Hold it there. Stay in that position. Lift. And lower the arms. And lift. That's it. Abs are pulled in. And lift. And lower. And do 4. That's it. Get a little lower. And 3. That's it. And 2. And last one. And then trust issue. And let's just sit back. Take a little stretch from there. We're going to go into lunges. So you can start this way. I'll go this way with my chair so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to take the one leg forward. The other leg is going to go back from here. So that might be a position that I'm going to move into this way. So I've got a little bit of support from the chair. If you're going, well, that's too easy, Joan, I can do something else. Then let's go this way. So go into your long lunge position. And so get that leg back. And we'll just add an arm going forward. So knee trucks over your ankle. That's it. Do what you can. If it's bothering your knees, get out of there. Go a little less. 4 and 5. So visualize yourself being the horse on the carousel. And you're going straight down the pole, straight up the pole. You can be the white horse with the pink bow. And how many more? 4. And 3. And 2. And last one. And then just come around the other side. So maybe start in that straddle position that I showed you. Or get a nice wide base of support. That's it. Make sure that leg is far back as you can. And then bring that knee down. So carousel horse. Straight down, not forward and back. That's it. Bend that back knee as much as you're comfortable with. That's it. Maybe you don't need to hang on to anything. That's it. Now let's do 5. You know I can't count. And 4. And 3. And 2. chair for the stretch, but you wouldn't have to. But I'm going to go into a stretch from here. So I'm going to slide that leg back, half-ass stretch, and reach up and over the chair. So you can do the standing, but I'm more comfortable doing it this way. And then get that stretch through the hip flexor. And then switch around to your other side. So switch around, get your position from here, and then take that arm up and over, a little lateral stretch. And then lift up and out of there. We're going to come into standing position, standing work from here. Some of you have done this. We do this in a Pilates class. At least I do a fair bit. So you're going to stand on. I'll stand sideways so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to take the leg, and I'm just going to bring it through like a pendulum. So I'm not going to be here and here. I'm going to keep that leg moving through. So lift through the torso and let the leg just swing through. My supporting leg is going to be a little bit bent. That's it. And just swing through. Very steady motion from here. Good. And let's do 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Now standing tall, turn the toe just slightly in, and then lift the leg up to the side. So do 12 of these. I'll be yapping, so I'll forget to count. That's it. So stay tall out of the other side. And 5. And 6. Good. And 7. And 8. And 9. That's it. And 10. I just picked a random 12. And 11. And 12. Now I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the next one. I'm still on the same leg. Same leg. I'm going to actually rotate a little bit in the hip from here. And I'm going to cross and back. It's not the easiest one to do standing, but it's what we got for now. And I'm going to come across the midline, and I'm going to stay tall. So if you can do this whole thing without hanging on, do it. And 6. And 7. And 8, good. Soften this knee. And 9. And 10. And 11. And 12. Now I'm going to stay on this leg, and we're going to go into some leg circles. You're probably going to want something to hang on to this. So I'm going to stay externally rotated with this leg, and then you don't have to go back to ballet school for this, but you're just going to circle around. You're going to lift tall through your spine, and you're just going to make circles with your toe on the floor. However, we're not doing this to the body, so practice everything you know about Pilates, except you're standing. And then try to that reverse. So come around the other way. So stay tall on the supporting leg and circle. Good. And let's do 4. It's like ballet 101. And 3. A little rounder zone for you. And 2. And last 1. And then shake it up. Shake it up. We'll go to the other side. So you might want something to hang on to this, or I want chasing around here. And then start with that pendulum leg. So parallel position with your foot. And then just allow that leg to swing through. That's it. I still don't have a lot of range in here, gang. So if you can go a little farther back, please do, so you get a little bit of extension through that hip. That's it. And just let that leg swing forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. I'll show you from the side. And do 4. And 3, good, stay solid, and 2, and then we'll go to those side leg lifts. I'll switch, just make sure you're on the same side. So parallel position, turn that toe in just a little bit, and you're gonna lift for 12, same thing, practice your balance. And 3, and 4, and 5. People always say, oh, my balance is so bad. I'm going, well, when did you practice? So we are practicing. And 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. Now here comes that sort of awkward crossover. So externally rotate the leg a little bit. flex the foot and just carry it across your midline. Use it as a balance exercise if nothing else. That's it. And 3, you can use your ballet arms if you want. That's for you, Andrea. And 4, and 5, this knee is soft. And 6, 4, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11. Here comes 12. And here comes 12. So here comes our little leg circle. So everything you know about doing leg circles, and take the toe and circle around. So stand tall. If you've got a string coming from the top of your head, and circle around with the toe. Apparently this is quite interesting to one follow. And just do a couple more. Stare at the hip on this side. That's it. And around. Good. Reverse. So send it around. And 2. Keep lifting out of that hip. And 3. Leg is straight. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. Now, I'm going to switch the chair around. And I'm going to face forward, and then I can face sideways to show you this one. So we're just going to take the leg up to the side of the hip. And then I'm just going to open and close the leg. So I'm going to not shift with the pelvis. I'm just going to allow the knee, and I hope your knee goes up further than mine. And then maybe take a little balance challenge on there. And then just externally rotate and open and open. Now I told you you'd see that move again. So it's going to come from here. And then, Andrea, you're going to like this one. And then you're just going to take an internal and external. So I'm going to sweep and back. You can add some Bob Fosse hands if you like, because that's what it feels like. And internal and internal and internal. That's it. Couple more. That's it. One more. And then give it up for Fosse. Start to pose, girls. And other side. So, bring it around. That's it, standing tall. Take the toe up. Now this one won't be very good for me, but it will be for you. So keep the hips facing forward. Open and close the leg. Boom, boom. And then open and close. And then open. Try your balance. How's it working? And then open and close. Open. Good, let's do one more time. And then it's Bob Fosse time. So internal, this one won't very well for me, guys, but you can add an arm. Make it fun. That's it. And internal and external. And internal and external. Internal. It's kind of like doing jazz, hanging onto a chair. And last 2. And last 1. Fosse hands. And then bring it down. You're going to face towards your chair. Little hamstring for you. So standing tall. And it's going to be a flex for 3. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to flex my foot. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, and change. And go 1, 2, 3. So it's little pulses. Neutral position with your pelvis. 3, and change. And 1, 2, 3, and change. And 1, 2, 3, and change. And 1, 2, 3, and change. And pulse. 2, 3, and change. And pulse. 2, 3, and change. Let's do one more on each side. And pulse. 2, 3, and change. Last one. And then we're going to sit onto the chair. Grab your band for this baby. And I'll just stay facing sideways. And then sit up tall. Take that band onto your foot. I think we did this one the other day. I think we did. So you're going to take the band onto your foot. You're going to sit tall. And then you're going to extend and row the boat. So push through and lift. Make sure you're fully extending that knee. Now we've already practiced sitting up and then extending the leg. So this should be a piece of cake. And 5. And then use the arms to roll back. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. the other side. So take the ball of your foot in. Now sit up tall, just like we rehearsed, and then add that row, and then press left. That's it. And 3, and 4, and 5. Good, abs are working. And 6. Fully extend that leg. Push through the ball of your foot. And 7. I might have missed that one. And 8. And 9. And 10. And 11 possibly. And 12. Then take both feet into the band. Maybe, it depends on how heavy your band is getting. And then just move into some rows. So you might maybe use one foot if that band is real heavy. And 3, good. And add the rows behind you. And 4. That's it. And 5. Sit tall. And 6. You can do the standing game. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. This was really boring. Heck, I want Pablo. And 11. And 12. Just like that. We're going to go back to the back of the chair, do a little bit of calf raises. So don't go too far with that band. And then we'll just move into the calf raises, which we've been doing. So bring your feet in parallel. And then, try your best to balance without hanging on. But lift up to the ceiling. Remember, we want to maintain equal weight on all 10 toes. So watch, because the tendency sometimes is to roll on the outside of Mr. Pinky, which is not really very conducive to your ankles. So lift straight up, straight back down. If it's going okay, lift up and lower. And lift. Straight up to your ceiling, legs are straight. And lift. That's it. Now hold up on this one. Take your feet right together, and then just add small little pulses. Squish your inner thighs together, come nice and high onto your toes. Add some pulses, and pulse. And let's do 4, and 3, and 2, and last one. Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. Straighten the legs up. We'll go to a single leg, which we have done this before, so you'll know this is harder than it looks. So I'm just going to take one foot behind me and lift a little. Let's try for 10 today. Single, test your balance. And 3. That's it. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. Harder than that looks. And 9. And 10. See if you can hold it up. Balance, balance, balance. Switch your rooney sides. So take the other leg up. And here we go. And lift. That's it. 4, 10. And 2. Straight up to your ceiling. Nothing's changed. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. We got this. And 9. And 10. And then just come through, up onto your toes, and then just work through the feet. So just bend through the feet, knees are tracking forward, just like you were lying down on the performer, working through that footwork. It's not quite the same, but we're doing the best we can. And do 4. And 3. And 2. And last one. Now I'm just going to change the foot just a little bit. So from here, what I want you to do, because I've been working a bit in these classes on the feet. So I want you to push. I call these horse feet. It's just really actually stolen from modern dance. And you want to push and push. So from the side, push. Really use your feet. And push. And push. And push. That's it. And 4. And 3. And 2. And last one. Good. Bring your feet nice and close together. And let's try actual balancing. Try not to hang on to anything, gang. And then just come up. See if you can hold it there. So focus on something that's not moving. So don't look at me. Find something on your wall. That's it. Stay tall. Stay tall. Pull your abs in. That's it. Be relaxed. Don't get all tense about balancing. And then just lower back down. The more tense we get, the worse it gets. So lift it up. Find something to look at. Turn your palms up to the ceiling. Now see if you can rotate to your right. Stay high on your toes. You might wobble. That's okay. Come back to your center. Add that rotation to the other side. Breathe. It's not a big deal. It's just balancing. One more time on each side. Down back. Woohoo. And to the side. And back. Good. Come around to the other side of your chair. And we're just going to hang on to the chair from here. And I've done this one before with you too. So you just want to circle. And circle. And circle. I don't know if you can see me, so I'm going to move forward. So it's just a circle and circle through the ankle. And then just reverse. And reverse. And 2. And 3. And just a couple more. Good. And then just switch to the other side. So it's just circle around. And circle. Work through your ankle joint. And circle. Side of your foot. And circle. And circle. Now reverse. So come around the other way. And circle. And circle. Couple more. And then we do both legs together. So now you want to circle with the knees. And circle. And circle. And circle. Reverse. Try the other direction. And circle. And circle. Circle. A couple more. And circle. Good. And then just extend your chair. Go long through your spine. Take a nice long stretch. And then you're just going to round to come back. Step one leg forward, the other leg back. I'm a little low on this one here, gang, but I'm just working with what I got. So get that back heel down in parallel position. Pull the shoulder blades back. Look slightly forward onto your floor for wherever you're looking. Get that stretch through the calves. And then just switch around and take the other foot. Watch position of your feet. Lunge into that front foot. That's it. I want to make sure we leave enough time to do a little bit of upper body with bands here. So from there, you're going to come to your, we've been doing this one a few times too. It's a stolen exercise too. I call it Geiger counter feet because it's as if your feet were trying to find something underneath the sand. So you need to lean back a little bit for this. And then notice how I press. I'm not pointing my feet on this one. I'm pulling the toes up and then I'm leaning back and I circle. I reach and I circle. So it's that reach and lift and reach. That's it. And reach. And reach. That's it. And reach. Let's do one more. Push through the balls of your feet and then reverse. So come around. And each time I'm sending the legs out, I'm lifting out the chair a little bit. And do 4. And 3. That's it. And 2. And last one. So it requires a little bit more abs than you might think it does. Then we're going to do a little hoppy feet. So I want you to just suspend. Same thing. Use the abs. And if you're feeling, whoa, that's too scary, Joan, put your hands on. And you're like a little leprechaun. So you have this moment where you're suspended in the air. We've done this one a few times. And let's do 4. And 3. So I have those pause. And last one. Good. Now take your legs back, your hands back. Start with your knees bent, your feet forward. And we're just going to do a bridge, chair bridge. And you're just going to lift up. So open up the chest and the shoulders. Use your glutes and hamstrings. Lift yourself off toward the ceiling. Breathe. Bend along with your spine. And then lower yourself back down. Now stay there, or if that felt okay, maybe extend your legs out a little bit longer. Make sure you're not on the slippery surface. And then lift. And hold that bridge there. Maybe there's a little bit of extension. Hold it there. Breathe, 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 breathe. Breathe. And lower back down. Amazing what you can do in a chair, huh? So grab your band. I'll face forward for you on this one. So we'll do a little bit of upper body. So we'll start with a little lat pull down. So go wide. Those of you who took the other class, you've done this one, but that's okay. You can do it again. So tuck your thumb in, sit tall into your chair, bag goes in front of you, and then you're gonna exhale. Pull those elbows into your side and back. So remember, wide, a little less wide. Wide, a little less wide. So come to about, well, if I had any cleavage, it would come to there, but that's it. And 5, so there's a little lift. And 6, I might have missed one there, guys, I know. And 7, that's it. And 8, and 9, and 10, this isn't gonna go well, I could tell. And 11, and 12, he'll be with you shortly, won't problem. Good, and then change your band, now we're gonna go forward. So we're about even, I know using the chest is not a very good, it's not a very good landmark, but best you can, perky chest. And then you're gonna come out on the inhale, and exhale. So, mid-back, no tension in the neck. That's it, and pull the band apart. And 3, and 4, and 5. Good, no tension. And 6, and 7, and 8. Maybe Juan Pablo could count for us in Spanish. And 8, or 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. Shorten up your band a little bit. Turn your palms to the ceiling. Anchor your elbows into the sides. You don't have to glue them there, but they're close. And then just a little rotator cuff. Open and close. And open. And open. And 4. That's it. And 5. And 6. And 7. That's it, still sitting tall. And 8. 9. And 10. And 11. And 12. Then we're going to go into bicep. So I'm just going to stand on my band from here. I'm going to hinge forward a little bit. And then add a bicep curl. So depending on how tight, just adjust your band. Watch you're still not breaking the wrist. But I'm just using the side of my hip to stabilize my elbow. And 5, maybe. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. And 11. I lost the palm. And 12. Other side. So adjust so you have enough tension in it. Don't make it easy. And just watch that same thing, a nice long line through the wrist, the bendies. Good. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10, good, 11, 12, coming up, 11. And then we're gonna do tricep. So I know I did the one back behind my back the other day, so I'm gonna sit sideways for this one, or I'll show you something else you could do. And then I'm just gonna place my hand on, tuck my elbow back behind me, and then move into your tricep extension. If that feels really awkward or you don't like that version, then just move to here, standing. Fully extend. You should be able to feel that tricep working. That's it. Otherwise, I'm here. You guys are counting. That's it. And extend. I'll say that's 9 and 10 and 11 and 12. And then switch sides. So whatever version that you would like to go on. Maybe it's here. Maybe I'm standing. Maybe going, that's way too awkward, Joan. I can just sit for that one. And then I'm going to fully extend the arm behind me. Triceps are actively working there. Is this like 8, something like that? Okay. And 9. And 10. And 11. And 12. 12, just like that. I'm gonna come forward to face you, and just a little diagonal on this one, so we're gonna move a little diagonal and a little diagonal. So look down at that bottom hand, and extend, and extend. Good. And 4, and 3, and 2. And be careful on this next one. So give yourself a lot of latitude with this in terms of how big the band is. And then you're just going to come over and back and over. So you might find some of you will be able to go a little bit narrower and lift and lower. And up and over. And then hold back this time. Wrap the arms around, or sorry, the hands around your band the bell. I'll show you what it looks like from here. And then I want you to pull down and just open up the chest and the shoulders. So pull down, open up the chest. Oopsie. And then just take a little stretch from there. And then you can take that band just behind where your bra strap would be, possibly. And from here, you're just going to press out and back. I'm just having my thumbs up so you can see where my hands are positioned. So my palms are facing in. That's it. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. Oh, we got to do 12, right? Sorry. 11 and 12, just like that. Just bring that band behind you. Just want you to take your hands on, and then just take a hinge, and then round back up. So I'm going to add that internal external rotation again, maybe, and then curl it back in. So you're going to give me a big hop, and it goes, and then curl it back up, and back up. And around. Let's go one more time. And then just go back to your side to side. So just side and side. And it's going to go side and side and side. Just go with that on this one. That's it. And side. And side, and side, and side. I did a lot of dance today. Cheer dancing, guys. And that's it. And go one more time. And then just take the arms out to the side. Rotate. Use the outside edge of your leg. Sit tall. Add a twist. And then lift up and over to the other side. Use the outside of your leg or something that you can use to get a little bit more rotation. Last one probably must have found something interesting to do. And then come back to your center. And a little fun. Back, good. And rock. And rock. And add the heel, and add the, I'm not making this stuff up. I know. I can see Linda. And last one, bring the heels together, take a little hinge forward, and then round it back. Now you gotta have fun, right? Movement should be serious. And then come around and back, and take a big inhale. And exhale, and a big inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, one more time. And take an inhale, take your hands up, interlace your hands, take a reach up, look down. And then take your hands behind your back, pat yourself out. And thank you so much for joining me, gang. I hope you had a little bit of fun today. And I look forward to seeing you with our new schedule next week.